BlizzCon European qualifiers, and it looks like we're going to start off with the Fallen using Warrior, and it's going to be a Druid deck from Kolento.
Kolento must be really excited to see the Warrior. I mean, this is a matchup that... and that's starting at... Look at the cards the Kolento has.
Well, I always do like to innovate out a Shade of Noxramas.
Yeah, not bad.
It's a pretty good play.
That's a fast
Gets
start.
pretty big pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, the matchup is already so good for the Druid. It's mostly because like the Warrior has such a difficult time dealing with all the death rattle, spiders and stuff like that. And also like just stabilizing and not dying to the combo basically. It can be almost impossible at times. And now that Kolento has an amazing draw on top of the already good matchup, this is going to be a tough one for the Fallen.
No question there. Do you foresee him coining out the second Shade? Or is he going to play Haunted Creeper into the Shade and then turn 4 point out the...
I'm pretty sure he's just going to go with the Haunted Creeper because the mana is going to be so awkward if he does it the other way around.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he wants to keep the coin. I mean, if you... try to plan this hand long term, like going Haunted Creeper here, going Shade next on allows him to coin out the Spectral Knight on 4. So he has like a steady curve there.
Yeah, I do have to agree with that, and he does as well. Does have a Cenarius there in hand, and kind of interesting so far for this Warrior deck. There is a Whirlwind in there. We don't see that in as many modern Warrior decks, and Kel'Thuzad as well.
Yeah, Whirlwind is not a popular include. It's not commonly like included in the Warrior list, but in this particular matchup, it can help him a lot with dealing things like the small spiders from the Haunted Creeper.
Well, looks like he will bruise the spider for now. Going to give him a little bit more armor and make this Whirlwind and execute heavy. And it seems here like Shade Noxramas just makes sense.
The only decision is like, do you wanna attack with the Shade, and if you do you go face or do you take out the Armor Smith?
Yeah, because that definitely can proc for an execute, but still value there for Kolento. Of course, you have to be careful against Warrior because they do have brawls. So if you wait too long on that and then suddenly it gets brawled away and you just have like a spider left, you're going to feel like a fool for never attacking. But again, if they don't have it, charge up a little bit more. Sometimes you get more value out of it too.
Yeah. I gotta agree with taking that out here. It protects his spider, and now actually like popping the spider and killing the small ones is gonna be a lot trickier.
Yeah, definitely gonna go ahead and execute here. Doesn't really have any strong plays. I think you just armor pass as well.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to spend your second execute on the spider.
No, if you did, you'd have to Whirlwind as well. And God, use up your whole hand? No, thank you. But he is at 38 health at the moment, so that's good.
Yep. So that would have, if he didn't draw the Yeti, that would have been a coin Spectral Knight for sure. But now the option here is, do you play the Yeti or do you coin out the Spectral Knight? And I would expect him to just play the Yeti. But because Kolento, like the way he plays is that he wants to like he thinks, I want to say like one turn ahead, but he actually thinks way more. So like keeping the coin, it might pay off on the later turns.
Well, going to work on that armor at the moment. He does draw into a brawl.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's an interesting draw. I mean, he will need it, but it's not. I don't think it's time just yet.
Not yet, no.
Sludge Spellster buys you a little bit more time.
Yeah. Make him commit a little bit more heavily. And in fact, the Spectral Knight coming out, that could definitely trigger the brawl, I would say.
And he also has a Sylvanas, and it's actually a pretty strong play to play the Sylvanas first if you are not if you're not in a hurry to play the brawl, because that guarantees you like no matter what survives, the board is going to be clear aside from the one minion that you will have.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like having the Sylvanas first guarantees that you win the brawl one way or another.
It certainly does.
That inner weight. Oh man, you could potentially play the scenarios next then. But that brawl is gonna be big.
Yeah, I think. Are we gonna see the brawl here?
I don't know. Maybe not.
It's kind of tough because I mean, that is a lot of possible incoming damage if you don't.
It really is. If he goes for the brawl, I think you execute the 1/1 just to like make the brawl a little bit better. He has to be
You don't
scared
think
of.
you save the execute for one of the big minions coming out of it?
Well, you don't want to see 4 small spiders because of Savage Roar, so that's why I would
That's
probably
true.
execute here. But maybe Sylvanas is the play. I mean, I actually think this is the best one. I mean,
It definitely gives him more power for the next turn.
yeah.
Because
I mean,
like
he
Brawl
can,
Whirlwind.
yeah,
and
he can
stuff.
make real power play next
Yeah.
turn. But the question is, how much damage is he gonna take here? And the answer is a lot. I mean, I think we're gonna see the innovated scenarios to buff.
I think so. That's so much damage. Let's see. It's 7, 13 plus 6. Wow. It's like 19 damage.
But if he actually goes through with that, the brawl, the brawl is gonna clear everything he has.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Kolento is gonna be in World of Hurt.
You think there's any merit in playing the Wild Growth? I feel like I'd want to save that at this point.
Yeah,
You
I
have
think
the
you
innovate,
just
you have the coin.
at this point. I mean, you have coin, you have innovate, like you said, and you just want to keep the Wild Growth for turn 10 to potentially get closer to the combo. I think. This is a tough turn. Kolento wishing right now that he had a Keeper of the Crow for the silence, but he doesn't have one. He's going to go with the scenarios.
Well, that is a lot of damage.
It sure is, but next turn from TheFALLEN is gonna be just perfect. I mean, you execute the 3/3 spider, you run the Sylvanas into the other spider, and then you brawl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That has to be the
Of
play.
course.
There's nothing else.
See
I
what
mean, he
gets
could
from it.
potentially
He could actually Whirlwind as
also
well.
use the Whirlwind to guarantee that. Not sure if that's worth it.
Well, otherwise, the Whirlwind is kind of... I don't know if it's actually going to do anything for the rest of this game, but like a lot of his token guys are already out here. Like, I guess if he's playing Oozes, it could
That's
be
true.
useful against that, but no Warrior deck plays Twilight Drakes, Azure Drakes anymore, really. So...
Wait, what? Oh, is he gonna go face and then... Oh, he could go face, then brawl and just a Whirlwind afterwards. But if
But if he gets a
If
spider,
one of the
he's
spiders
sad.
survive, I don't remember which order these were played in. But
Oh, let's see.
I mean, because the spiders were played before Sylvanas, right? So he could potentially get a 1/1.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind
Oh.
of. I think my play was.
Yeah, your
better.
play was most certainly, without any doubts, a stronger play there. I actually liked using the Whirlwind as well to make sure you didn't get a spider. Like, I guess the worst you would get in that case is
even
like
with-
a 4/1 Yeti or something.
Even
Or-
with that
no.
play, without
7.
playing the execute, he should have still popped one of the spiders. I feel like, because that's kind of. This is pretty awkward right now.
Yeah, no, I do like your play a bit better here. Well, pour the Fallen. Kolento looking good at the moment.
Can't execute that. Can't shield slam that. What options does he have?
Oh,
Not that many.
none? Approximately? Yeah, I mean, he could, he can go Gromash, and he can use a Whirlwind to activate it and kill the Spectral.
He can't do that just yet.
Oh god, yeah, you're
But
right.
that would have been like pretty good to deal with the Spectral Knight. He has to wait with that play.
Oh man.
This is tough.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, he can deal minimum 9 damage next turn.
He missed the opportunity to clear the board with
Yeah.
the brawl, Sylvanas.
Could armor up, shield slam the spider, execute the spider Whirlwind,
Yeah, I mean,
and then never activate.
Doesn't feel good.
Gromash. No, nothing here feels good. Nothing here looks good. Could Kel'Thuzad just to have a huge body out there that's not going to be dealt with.
but it's
I don't know, man. None of these are
No.
any good for the Fallen.
not at all.
Well, that Wild Growth probably not going to be played this turn. Hopefully not at 8 mana anyways.
7 mana wild growth on turn 8.
With a Spectral Knight and a swipe in hand. It's pretty sick.
That's like next level.
Well, unless he's playing another brawl.
Nope. That Ragnaros is not gonna get him out of this one.
No. He actually can't get out of lethal range.
Nope.
It is actually impossible because of the swipe in hand. Like, you can remove the Spectrals and the little 1/1, but that's it. It looks like Kolento's actually going to take a very speedy game number 1 here.
Yeah. Not bad. I'm not sure, like, Kolento has been opening with the Druid in the past too. And I'm not sure if that, if the Warrior was like the best deck to start with for the Fallen.
Yeah, well, I feel like Warrior is one of the weaker choices coming into this tournament overall. And just recently, Warrior in a lot of ways has shown itself not to be a powerful deck in tournaments. So, well, it certainly did not pay off for the Fallen this time.
No.
But left, which are, in my opinion, 2 of the best classes right now.
This is best of 5, and that was only the first game. And didn't like pay so much attention to it.
Yeah,
But I think he, like, from the list that he has played with before, he has probably cut the echoing uses. Maybe.
he's cut the Echoing Oozes out.
Potentially.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. We haven't seen any Echoing Oozes today in Druid decks.
And like the old list also, I don't think it was running scenarios. So. It's a little
that's
bit,
true. That's
it's a little bit different than what he has been playing in the past.
All right, well, time for some dude passing.
There's the wild growth. It's like the most awesome feeling ever when you're playing Druid with wild growth and in a tournament and you actually get it on turn 2.
Yeah. Now, does he innervate out the Haunted Creeper to take care of dudes? Looks like no. Which is fine, because he can Hero Power and Haunted Creeper next turn. Doesn't really have other great plays there.
Okay, it has a Black Knight. That's gonna be good in this matchup.
No doubt there's quite a few taunts here for the Fallen.
You could even like save it for not use it on the Senjin, but I would expect it to be played here.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
just too powerful.
he has the coin and he got Black Knight. I mean, the tempo gain is just so good. I mean, I guess the Fallen could go through silver, but the Senjin is by far the best play. I mean, I guess if you knew that there's a Black Knight coming, then it's not the best play. But like without knowing the other guys' cards and like I was referring to Kolento's older Druid list, it does not have Black Knight either. So if he thinks he knows Kolento's list, sorry. Nope, it's a little bit different. I like it how Kolento is mixing things up.
Yeah, he's got a... You know, we were talking about it earlier, how he streams a lot, so you can kind of predict what he's going to do. You know, anyone knows Kolento's style. This guy really likes to remove minions from the board. He likes to really control that board so heavily. And people get to see what decks he uses so often on his stream. So to switch it up like this, like if I'm the Fallen, I probably watched so much of his streaming VODs.
Like the knowledge that the Fallen might have thought that he has about Kolento's deck list, Kolento might be able to like turn it into an advantage if the other guy thinks he knows your list, and that's not the case. Like for example, the Black Knight here. It's something that he might have not even thought about, just because he might have thought that he knows the list.
Yeah. Especially after the cards he saw in the last one, it's just like, oh, okay, this is basically the same Druid deck that we saw for weeks.
The Wild Growth wasn't even like casted at all.
All right, well,
double innervate, so you could innervate out the Shade here.
I was like, wait, what?
But I think the Shade is more likely option.
Yeah, the Shade plus the hero power is pretty strong. Oh, Kolento gonna go ahead and remove this Lotheb. Or not. Okay, yes.
Interesting.
Well,
Kolento going for like a board control type of game. That's a lot of force in the Paladin's hand, by the way.
it is, and it's time for a consecration. Like, without doubt. Consecration, dude, pass. This Shade of Noxramas will never be this small
you
again.
gotta get rid of it. I think so too. This 4-4-4-4-4-8-8. Alright. Not the prettiest curve ever.
Well,
Those are all like standard cards, so he's just a bit unlucky here drawing all this stuff.
the thing is, the game is looking like it's probably going to go long if we look at Kolento's hand, right? A couple of innervates, scenarios. As long as he's clearing this board, there's not going to be a kill coming anytime soon.
Yeah, but with those two innervates, I mean, Kolento is gonna run out of cards. I guess you could make an argument for scenarios being like worth at least 2 cards or so, but still, I mean, whether Kolento draws Ancient of Lore or not in the the next few turns, it's gonna make a big difference in this one.
Alright. Pretty obvious play coming in here from the Fallen.
Reporting for duty.
Right? Root of the Claw.
Scenarios, +2.
I mean, he did just saw a Consecration, but I still think buffing is the way to go. I mean, you basically get the same 4 power, but you also get to attack with it on this turn, so you get like an instant 4 damage.
And a couple 3/3s, even if there's another Consecration, something like that, which you really don't count on. Doesn't really do that much. Even like a True Silver Champion, which is normally such a fantastic move to take out any minion. You're taking out spider tokens. He doesn't even really care about that.
Wow.
It's a draw.
That's a draw. I mean, it was looking really bad for him, but with this, he can actually like clear the board.
And with the hand that he has, this gives him a big lead, actually.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, Innervate, Savage Roar, Keeper, Druid against a 26 life Pally with a Silence and a ridiculous amount of life gain.
That's the lore, so it... wow. Turns out it turns around again. I was just about to say that the Paladin has a big lead, but there we go. Oh, wow. Those are some sick draws.
These guys draw really well. The game actually gets going, at least.
So do you put your faith in the light? I mean, you have nothing to silence. I think you got to. I mean,
he did see one Keeper come down already, right?
I believe no.
Okay, I'm crazy. It's late.
But
Let me think.
I mean, even if it gets silenced, the Black Knight was already played, so he knows that won't happen. Even if it gets silenced, it's still a 6/6.
Yeah, very true.
Silence and Druid of the Claw. Seems like an easy turn.
As a charge?
Yeah.
I must safeguard the land.
Yeah, I quite like that. You know that you're not going to be killed anytime soon.
You already have many targets on the board, so attacking with the Shade is really likely. I mean, why would you not attack with it?
Oh, lots of plays he can go ahead with here. Aldor.
There are some options, but none of them are that great, as we know that there's going to be a Savage Draw. So I'm actually not sure if we can get out of lethal range here.
Well, Senjin plus Aldor plus attack in. That's out of lethal.
So he can like Alder the 5/5 and kill the 4/4.
Yeah. And then has a Senjin out against a 4/4 and a 2/4.
And a 1/5. And there's going to be a Druid of the
true.
Claw, so it's gonna Savage Draw is going to be 10 damage.
Oh god, yeah.
And
actually he removes that with 1 minion, so that actually would be lethal.
yep, it would be.
Child.
I mean, a good choice there, but
Just Kolento have 10 mana. Yes, he does. Yep, that's it. Judith Claw charge, Savage Roar.
Where shall I strike?
All right. Well, it looks like Kolento once again taking a very quick victory here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was expecting more of this like long games, but the group of death has been really quick so far.
Yeah, it really has been very quick and very one-sided.
Yeah.
Bracket.
Ooh,
Oh, this is kind of interesting, actually.
Blade Flurry.
Yeah.
Might get a lot of work done. I mean, it's the type of thing that against a minion-heavy deck can just completely change the outcome. Just landing one good Blade Flurry. I mean, it's that type of card. But the version that Kolento is running right now seems to be a bit less vulnerable to the Blade Flurry than the old one.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely taken out the oozes. We've seen him go
Yeah.
through so many cards in 2 games, so it does look like the oozes are gone.
For sure.
And yeah, it's kind of like a little bit slower. I actually really like the build, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Feels like more stable into the late game if you don't get that quick and easy kill that happens so often for the first week of the deck's life.
I would fan pass.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic because that gives you 1 extra turn to use your Blade Fury anyways. And instead he chooses to go ahead
keep
and...
it. He might be thinking about the spider or something. Like it's an easy way to deal with the 1 toughness spider.
That's true, yeah.
We'll see. I would have cycled it probably. I mean, the hand doesn't seem to be doing enough as it is.
I must safeguard.
He's going to go ahead and let this continue to grow.
Yep. Deadly face Blade Flurry.
Actually, I wouldn't mind...
It's probably too early for that.
No, yeah.
I mean, you would get 10 damage done, but
it's
you
pretty
have to
good, but it's
follow.
3 cards, right?
Yeah,
This guy's tough.
this is probably better. I mean, it's a bit
Yeah.
more conservative.
I like that move. I was actually thinking about Fan of Knives, which would just allow you to do Deadly Poison Blade Fury next turn. And
Yeah,
You
that
know-
would have been alright too. I actually like this a lot. I mean, he's getting a bit greedy with the Blade Flurry, and he should be.
you know that other... If he doesn't use the Blade Fury for this, I wouldn't be surprised because Assassin's Blade plus Deadly Poison, you get in like 2 attacks with that and set that off and you're just going to win the game.
That attack was a bit surprising to me. I mean, the Fan of Knives is gonna be pretty good. Shade can be painful to deal with, and he has an easy way here. There might be some other things that you could do. I mean,
Yeah,
with the
like-
preparation or something, but I kind of would like to hold on to it and wait for the auctioneer. But you might not draw it anytime soon.
I don't think we're going to see Fury this turn. Fan of Knives seems really obvious, but
Yeah, the Shade needs to go. I mean, he's
Yeah.
gonna take 5 damage from it otherwise. And now it's really easy to kill before it grows more.
let's draw the Eviscerate. Kind of hard choices to be made.
Probably go face with the weapon and play the Assassin's Blade with Deadly Poison next turn. He chooses to keep it, not sure why. And he also didn't play the Blood Mage. I would have probably played that too in hope to get more draws, potentially get the
yeah.
auctioneer.
What else are you saving it for? You're
Yeah,
not
I'm
like
not sure.
trying to hit certain math to kill something with an Eviscerate.
No, it's gonna be
Wow.
alright here. I
Yeah.
mean, he can do Blood Mage into Eviscerate. The Yeti will be done, but yeah, I don't know. The auctioneer feels like it would be pretty important to get as soon as possible.
No, ooh. Well, you know, I guess he is in kind of a tough spot here with these 2 5 health minions out. So
Yep.
I understand if he goes ahead and does this. It just makes me feel sad because Assassin's Blade with Deadly Poison is just the grossest thing in the whole world.
Sure is. Not sure how much I like this exactly, because it was the last Deadly Poison. with the Assassin's Blade, it would have been so good. I would have probably just went for something like a Blood Mage into Eviscerate. Raid.
Yeah, yeah. Leave one of the minions out.
But I mean, he did clear the board, and we can see that Kolento's minions are a bit slow. I mean, Black Knight is a disastrous card against the Miracle Road. It's just way too slow. Yeah, that one works.
A little bit better than the Black Knight here.
Yeah.
That extra health and all, you know. Oh yeah, you can't target it. That's
Yeah, that one is tough to deal with. That's like the Miracle Killer.
It certainly is.
It's as if Lotep wasn't enough. Like, there's also the Spectral Knights. It's really interesting card because it's actually quite powerful, but it doesn't seem to fit all that well in the meta for other classes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But somehow, like, it just works so well with this type of druid. It's amazing because it's like the damage is unstoppable, and it's such a difficult minion to deal with. With the Savage Roar, you can like you can deal with even some extra damage. It's so important to get your minions to stick.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that you mention it like that, because when I first saw the card, I was like, oh, I think maybe this will help Priest to beat Miracle. I don't really like it in there.
No, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, let me try this out in Paladin. I don't really care for that either. It just,
It just seems that in most cases the Sludge Belcher is just straight up better.
Yeah.
But this type of druid is so aggressive that it seems to work, because you're always the aggressor. You don't need the taunt.
Yeah.
What you need is to get some guaranteed damage. You know, that's what the card does. It just goes so well with the plan that this deck has.
By the way, that disastrous Black Knight, as you called it, just killed that Senjin. Got him some more damage through. Now he's got 2/4 attackers here.
I'll admit I was wrong here, but I had no idea there's gonna be a Senjin in the
Yeah.
I mean, most Miracle decks don't run it.
No, certainly not. It's been a long time. If we see any taunts at all, normally it's obviously Sludge Belcher.
I was actually hoping that we would see a bit longer series, but
Doesn't look like it.
I mean, there's 14 damage from hand, and the Spectral Knight is gonna be another 6.
And is this real? We're going to have 2 3-0s after such a long day of so many long games?
I guess at least one of the fan favorites, if we can say that, have advanced here in the winner's bracket.
Well, that's it. That is the one favorite there that actually does win his match. So, you know, you were saying you thought that Kolento would actually probably take the tournament, right?
Well,